Warning! Oh boy, sugar lovers, this is going to be a ride. Buckle up and get ready to hear about how sugar affects your body and how it's not just a sweet treat, but a potential killer. Well, for you sugar lovers, I have some bad news. You may never eat sugar again after watching this video, or at least you'll dramatically cut down the amount of sugar that you consume. If you know you have a sugar addiction and want inspiration on how to stop, then this video is for you. Now I know that everyone knows that sugar is bad for you. It's not rocket science. It affects almost every part of your body and causes weight gain. But today, I want to talk about just one tiny aspect of your body that sugar ruins: your red blood cells. The red blood cell is how they measure your blood sugar levels. It's called A1C. A1C is a test that measures how much sugar is stuck to the red blood cell. When the red blood cell, or at least the protein part of the red blood cell called hemoglobin, is exposed to too much sugar, there's this chemical reaction or binding that occurs that's called glycation. Glycation is the amount of sugar that binds with the hemoglobin and then renders it inactive. It can't work anymore. Based on how much sugar you have stuck to your hemoglobin, it can determine what your A1C is. So let's say, for example, you have an A1C of 5.7 or less. That would be considered normal. And so the term 5.7 just refers to you having 5.7% of the total amount of hemoglobin in your blood that is stuck to the sugar molecule. But if it's between 5.7% to 6.4%, you're pre-diabetic. And when it gets to over 6.4%, you're diabetic. Now, you may be asking, okay, what does all this mean in simple terms? Well, sugar lovers, the red blood cell should normally be very, very flexible. It should be able to hold oxygen and carry oxygen to the tissues, and it shouldn't be very sticky. It should free flow and carry oxygen to the body and release the oxygen and then pick up the CO2 and bring that back into the lungs where it can be reoxygenated. But the more that this protein in your red blood cell gets stuck with the sugar, the more your red blood cells are going to be stiff. It's going to be very, very sticky, and it's going to form clumps. And so that increases your risk of getting a clot. But when the red blood cell becomes stiff, it can't bend anymore. So what happens is the blood flows through your arteries into small arteries and then tiny vessels called capillaries. They get stuck. But if your red blood cell is not flexible, if it's rigid, if it's stiff, it can't bend. It gets stuck in the capillaries and then it starves off the tissue. This is why a diabetic starts noticing tinglings in the fingertips and usually the toes or the bottom of their feet. Unfortunately, the chaos doesn't stop there because these stiff blood cells cause trouble in various parts of the body. Your eyes are especially vulnerable to this sugar overload, leading to poor vision and potential blindness. Your gums can also suffer from infections, and your kidneys may get damaged too, causing anemia and fatigue. Too much sugar over a long period of time will damage your arteries. This damage releases iron that reacts with oxygen, creating rust-like effects that eat away at your arteries, creating little holes and starting the formation of plaque and clots. Your body tries to patch things up with cholesterol, but the sugar in your diet keeps the damage going. So forget about those low-fat diets as a way to lower your cholesterol and focus on reducing sugar intake to keep your arteries healthy and flowing. So what can we do about it? Well, the obvious answer is to cut back on sugar. But that's easier said than done, right? Sugar is in everything these days. It's in our sodas, our snacks, our condiments, you name it. So what's the solution? Well, we could start by reading labels more carefully. And of course, we could just try to eat less sugar overall. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely worth a shot. I actually challenge you to do an experiment on yourself. For the next 7 days, just cut out the sugar and notice how much more oxygen you have. Notice how much more energy you have. Because now the red blood cells are a lot more flexible so they can fit through the capillaries. They can actually deliver oxygen to your tissues, which is a really good thing. Even take notice of your mood improvement. Consuming excess amounts of sugar can lead to some pretty unpleasant mood swings. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar levels spike, causing a surge of energy and a feeling of happiness, but then shortly after, your blood sugar levels plummet, leaving you feeling tired, irritable, and downright cranky. This roller coaster of blood sugar levels can mess with your brain chemistry. Research has shown that excessive sugar consumption can decrease the production of a brain chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which plays a vital role in regulating mood. So cutting out sugar can actually increase BDNF levels, leading to a more stable and positive mood. So good luck with your 7-day challenge and take note of the benefits you notice. I bet you'll be over the moon once your energy levels skyrocket and you feel as happy as a dolphin doing flips in the ocean. This video may have scared the living daylights out of you, but it's all not doom and gloom. Yes, sugar is bad for us, and yes, it can wreak havoc on our red blood cells. But we're not powerless. We can take steps to reduce our sugar intake and improve our overall health. So let's raise a glass of water, of course, to our red blood cells and to a healthier, happier future. Plus, as an added bonus, cutting back on sugar will help you burn through body fat like lightning. A study published in the Journal of American Medical Association found that participants who consumed less added sugar over a 10-week period lost an average of 2.4 pounds. And in another study where brave participants took on the ultimate challenge, bidding farewell to sugar for a whopping 30 days, they initially faced cravings that would make a chocoholic weak at the knees. Oh, the agony. But as time ticked by, something remarkable began to happen. Their taste buds, like dormant superheroes, awoke from their sugar-induced slumber. As the days turned into weeks, our sugar-free warriors began to notice changes in their waistline. The stubborn pounds seemed to melt away like ice cream under a blazing sun. It was as if their bodies were cheering, "Hasta la vista, love handles." Talk about a sweet reward. By the end of the 30-day sugar banishment, something extraordinary occurred. The participants discovered that their cravings for sugar had significantly diminished. No longer did their minds wander to the candy aisle like moths to a flame. They had broken free from the clutches of the sugar monster. But wait, there's more. Prepare yourself for the final jaw-dropping benefit of their sugar-free quest. Drumroll, please! Their overall health had reached superhero status. Cholesterol levels improved, blood pressure danced the cha-cha in a healthy range, and the inflammation took an extended vacation. It was as if their bodies were singing a glorious symphony of health. Now, my fellow sugar enthusiasts, I must remind you that this study was just one delightful tale in the vast world of sugar and health. Remember, moderation is key and an occasional indulgence is perfectly fine. But it's fascinating to witness the potential benefits that can emerge when we bid adieu to our sugar-laden treats for a short while. With your blood flowing smoothly, energy at an all-time high, less sugar cravings, decreased inflammation, and a better mood, you will easily drop extra body weight and see results faster than you ever thought possible. Want more fast weight loss secrets? Check out my next video.